And this is the agenda. We will do a short intro to ExFlow Travel and Expense, and then we will go through the 10 tips in 10 minutes. So first, let's start with a brief introduction. Some of you already use ExFlow Travel and Expense, while some others might not be familiar with it yet. So it's a software that helps your finance team to digitize and streamline the entire expense reporting process. So it's from logging receipts and mileage in the app to online approvals and archiving. And the solution is accessible via an online portal or a mobile device such as a smartphone. So for example, your users can easily capture receipts or enter mileage directly on their phone. You can also import credit card transactions, so it makes it simple to reconcile expenses with the card statements. And some other key benefits includes the quick online approval and real-time insight into the status of your expense reimbursements. And the app uses the Google Maps to calculate distances, and it also supports multi-stop registration, so you can do that as well. You can also store receipts directly in the app. And ExFlow Travel Expense also supports per diem management, so it allows you to manage and approve daily travel allowances with ease as well in the app. So in short, it automates and it improves your expense claims process, and it enhances the user experience with both the portal and the app then. So it eliminates all of your paperwork, and it's seamlessly integrated into Business Central. And with that said, let's start with the tips. So the first one is the calendar-based history. So you can use it to see and view your history in the web portal. And it's simple, and it's a visual way to track your expenses and see exactly when they were reimbursed. So the blue shows expenses that are approved but not yet posted, while green means they're completed and reimbursed. So just click on any entry here to dive into the details, and this offers you a clear and convenient overview of all your expenses. The next tip, number 2 then, is to connect a project to an expense report. So let's say that you're heading out on a business trip for a project. Then you can easily create an expense report in the app or directly in the portal, and then you add the project in that report. So when you register an expense and link it to the report, then the associated project and tasks will automatically be applied to all transactions within that report. So there's no need to enter the same details over and over again. And once you have submitted this, the expense report gives the approver then a clear summary. So they can approve everything in one click, or they can review and approve or reject specific parts if needed. So it's very structured, it's smart, and it saves your time. And tip number 3 is to specify converted amounts. So let's say that you're traveling abroad and you're paying with your own money or card. Then you have the flexibility to specify the actual converted amount, meaning it's no longer limited to exchange rates in Business Central only. So this means that you can enter the exact amount that charged your bank, your card, for example. So let's say that you pay 10 euro and your bank statement shows 110 Swedish krona, for example, if you're from Sweden, then you can simply register the Swedish krona amount directly in the expense. As you can see here on the screen, it's a print screen from the app. And this ensures accuracy and control, and you can also set up deviation limits. So for instance, you can allow it only, for example, 1.2% difference from the Business Central rates. So it's more accurate, it's less hassle, and then fewer manual corrections for your finance team. Tip number 4 is the easy credit card process. So you can use the simple and seamless credit card process to stay on top of your expenses. So you just take a photo of the receipt, and then you fill out any missing information that the app might not have catched from the receipt. And then you wait for the transaction to match. And as you can see here, it's easy to see in the app when it's waiting for the transaction to match. And once it's matched, it's automatically forwarded to the appropriate approver or approvers if you're several. So then no extra steps or clicking is needed. For Eurocard in the Nordics, we offer an automated import that runs every night. So all of your transactions are ready and waiting for you by the morning. And if you're using other cards, then the process starts the same. You snap a photo, you enter any missing details, and then you wait for the transaction. The difference here is that you can import transactions using Excel and our smart mapping tool. So you can simply define what data to import and how it should be matched, and the system takes care of the rest. So it's a manual import, but the matching is fast and smooth and accurate once you have set that mapping up. And then tip number 5 is to look at our warnings about duplicates. So you can track potential duplicates directly in the portal. So if an expense is similar to ones that already been posted, is submitted again, then a yellow warning message will appear in the portal. As you can see here, it's a similar expense already posted. So it's making it easy for you as an approver to catch it right away. And if you click on that message, it opens a comparison view, and it shows both the already posted expense and the new one. So from here, you can quickly review the details and approve or reject the submission depending on if it's correct or not. So it's all in one place with just a few clicks. And tip number 6 is to approve one, several, or all. And the approval page in the web portal, it makes it easy to you to review and approve the expenses. So the expenses are grouped by employee and different companies and countries. So it gives you a clear overview. And when you're going to approve them, you simply click on Show Details up on the right to expand all of the expenses, and then you can view them individually. And from there, you have the full flexibility. So you can approve them all with one single click. Up on the right of the screen, you see it says Approve. Or when you open all the expenses, you can deselect the ones that you don't want to approve or the ones you don't want to reject. You can also do that. Or you can approve only one by selecting it individually. And tip number 7 is to use employee profiles. So in our latest release, we introduced this, and it allows you to customize the travel and expense experience based on roles or departments, for example. So for instance, you can set a rule that only expenses over, let's say, 1,000 euros require a second level of approval. So it streamlines the process and ensuring it's role specific. You can also configure rules at the category level. You can set reimbursement caps, for example. You can click in to hide irrelevant categories, as you can see here on the screen. You can see car maintenance, it's hidden, for example. And you can also click in if it should automatically approve certain expenses upon submission as well. And when it comes to approvals, you're in full control. So you choose from multi-level workflows, for example. You can define approvers based on amounts, projects, departments, or you can simply stick to your default policy if no customization is needed. And with employee profiles, you get all the flexibility you need without adding complexity to the whole thing. So this ensures compliance while you empower your team. And for example, in Sweden, you might have a limit on reimbursements, for example, for a gym membership. So you can set the maximum allowed amount for this category, for example. Or if your policy allows for a lunch expense up to 10 euro, as an admin, you can see that a threshold is, for example, is for a threshold when you receive, and then you receive warnings. So you can see when the limit is exceeded. That's what I was going to say. So when an expense exceeds a threshold, you receive the warning message in the portal, as you can see here on the screen. So it keeps things very clear and efficient along the way. And tip number 8 is to pin your favorites. So let's say that you often report the same mileage or projects or guest expense over and over again. So then you can save time by using the pin favorites. So it's a small function, but it makes a huge difference for you in your everyday workflow. So here's how it works. You open the app and then you start reporting an expense. And when you find what you're looking for, let's say it's a new address that you haven't used before, but you know you're going to use it again. Then you search for it, and then you simply tap the star icon next to it when you search for it. So the next time you report an expense, your favorites will appear at the top of the list, so it's ready to be used. So it's a smart way to speed things up if you want to avoid repetitive entries. And then tip number 9 is to use additional fields. So it's custom fields that allows you to tailor each category to your specific needs. So for example, under the food category here, as you can see on the screen, you may want to track the customer that you dined with, but not have any other irrelevant fields visible. So with additional fields, you can ensure that only the information relevant to each category is shown. So here you can see it's the food category. We have enabled it, and then you can see in the app on the right that you can see customer in the app, and you can see no other categories there. And these additional fields can also be linked directly to Business Central dimensions. So you define the fields, then choose which dimension value should apply to each category. So this integration ensures that your data flows seamlessly between the app and Business Central. And in the app, the additional fields will dynamically adjust then based on the categories that you select. So it makes it even easier to capture the right details every time. And then the last tip, it's regarding file sharing. So sharing your receipts, it's very easy. You have multiple options for uploading, for example, a ticket or a receipt or so. So you can choose which method that works best for you. You can use your phone's camera to snap a receipt, or you can go one step further and upload files directly from your phone. So it can be from your photo library, it could be from your email attachments, or even if you do a print screen of an email. So you can easily upload it to Travel and Expense. So for example, let's say you have a flight ticket in your email and you simply share it with your expense report. So you edit everything that you want to edit, and then you sync it without submit it. If you want to continue work on it later, then it will be available in your cloud service. So you can start an expense, but then you can also continue working on it later. And no matter where your receipts come from, the sharing functionality ensures that you always stay organized and you keep everything in one place then. So those were the 10 tips on how to get even more out of ExFlow Travel and Expense, and we hope that these insights help you to get even more value from the product or give you a clearer picture of what's possible if you're just getting started. And if you want to get to know Travel and Expense even better, you can visit our documentation platform to use the manual. Or if you don't yet have ExFlow Travel and Expense, feel free to visit our website for more information and details of its benefits and more there. And also, Travel and Expense is free up to 3 users. So it's ideal if you want to try it out or if you have a small team, for example. And I will send you the links and additional details with the recording by tomorrow at the latest, as I said earlier. And if you have any questions and want to know more, please don't hesitate to reach out to me.